So we went to a different city to boondock last night, and because of that creepy Lincoln Navigator, snow cones and hot dogs 11 to 3 on the 30th at that bank. We've been to that. We went to that one time and it was totally free. It was amazing. And they didn't hustle you for anything. And they had really good hot dogs. So I just went to go see about getting my corona shot at the Walmart, and I'm too early. They're not open until 9. And the corona is rising in Florida, terrible. Now the shot, really, what it really does at this point, they think it just will keep you from dying if you get corona. But it doesn't mean you can't get it. It doesn't mean you can't spread it or any of that other stuff. They're still learning about this. Remember, they pushed to get that approved right away, so they did not get to do a lot of research like they normally would. They're still researching, so but you know, it's a good idea, it's a good preventative measure, but you should still practice your social distance of 6 foot and wear a mask when you're in close quarters, because the illness originates through air systems inside buildings, for one, unless they sterilize them every day, which you know they're not. There is a service that does that, but people can't afford that. So you just got to be careful. I know quite a few people that have died from it, including employees. Right now, got one of our employees, and he cannot walk at this point. He's made it through the virus, but it left him without walking. So it's just incredible. Don't take it as a joke. And really, the vaccination is, a good preventive measure, because when we had illnesses, that were really bad, and once they got a vaccine, it really helped curb that down. Like the chicken pox, polio. You don't want polio. With all these people that don't want to vaccinate and all that, I'm going to tell you that polio is really a terrible thing. There are still 2 survivors left that are on those machines, breathing machines. And that's the way they have to live the rest of their whole life. And they don't make those machines anymore. Yep. So you better pray if your person doesn't like to be vaccinated, or don't want to vaccinate your kids. You better pray they don't get that polio. Because that's the whole reason behind vaccination, is to try to curb it and save lives. So, unfortunately, I didn't get to get my vaccine today so far. But there are several places giving them. My biggest thing is trying to get one where there's not 1 million people around. It says on the first shot, because most of them are 2-step shots, it says on that first shot that it's not as bad side effects or anything, but the second shot can be. be sick for a day or 3 days on that second shot. But if you can at least get that first shot, you're in a, beginning. So I've been waiting to try to get to it. And the main reason was because, being boondocking and being sick from getting the shot, so. Now this person that I know that's in the hospital currently, because they're trying to get him to walk again, would not wear a mask, didn't worry about social distancing, and did not take the shot. And I know a few people like that. They just don't care. It's not important. They think it's fake. I don't know what. So it's a serious matter. To go to a doctor soon because I have a lump in my leg. For about a month, and I need to have that looked at. It's bad because when you're boondocking, you get sick. Numerous things. Getting fire ants and mosquito bites and, different stuff. Unless you take a bath about 4 times a day, you get other things too. So, and I'm a mask wearer, I'm a 6-foot ruler. I cannot stand going out in public at all at this point. I absolutely hate it. Because we have so many disrespectful tourists that moved here and are coming here to visit. But the numbers are going up for people getting sick from the corona in Florida. Not a good thing. And the CDC just changed their policy about masks again. They want people to wear masks when indoors and stuff, and businesses that require it and all that. I'm 100% with that. It aggravates the crap out of me when I'm in a store and I have to go, and there's some idiot that's rubbing my shoulder or right up my butt, or won't get out of my way so that I can get through. And I stand there patiently, and they just look at me like they don't give a damn. Especially women. They'll be looking at something, and instead of taking the thing in their hand and walk away with it, they'll stand with it in their hand and just sit there and read the entire damn box while you're standing there waiting to get through or get to that location, or you're at that location already, and that dumbass will walk right up in you, so you have to back up like 6 foot. And I've had it happen to me in Walmart, trying to get surge protectors, and like 3 times in one time to just go over there and look through the surge protectors to find the one I need, and here come a customer, here come another one, here come another one, right up next to me. 3 times in a row. And it's like, really? And you got to stand there and wait for them because they're an idiot. And I'll tell them, oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to respect your 6-foot rule. And then they're like, oh, it's okay. Or, I've been vaccinated. Well, I haven't. I haven't. Why are you doing it to me? And vaccination means almost nothing because you can still get it. You can still, spread it to others. The probability of dying from it if you've been vaccinated is very low. So that's why they're pushing to try to get everybody vaccinated. There's just not enough people vaccinated. California finally killed their lockdown just recently because most of the people in the state have vaccinated. Like my baby sister goes, well, we've all vaccinated, so it's cool now. I'm like, no, it's not. Wear face masks? No. I said, well, you still should wear a face mask even though you've been vaccinated. Trust me. You probably really want to do this till at least the end of the year. I'm no doctor, but I'm just telling you what I've read and not. I go by a lot of my basis is by Bathbombs, who is a medical doctor, and he's on YouTube. And he did some pretty strong vlogs about in the beginning of the virus, the pandemic, that really teach you about it. And then he did one about a month ago on getting the shot. And the problem is it does so many different types of damages if you get it. I was reading yesterday that I think it was in Africa or something that people that were getting the illness were getting something called black bone disease or something, where all of a sudden their bones are just like falling apart after they caught it. It's so sad. But, I mean, the world went through stuff like this for years and years on all these other illnesses. Only one time before anything similar to this was the Spanish flu. And what did they do? They ripped up cotton sheets and decided to put them over people's faces to stop breathing germs and lock down until it was over with. Our grandparents lived through that. My dad lived through that. Well, let's see. No, yeah. Maybe. Mostly my grandparents. My grandparents were around for that. So, I always spend a lot of time helping other YouTubers by commenting a lot to help their algorithm with YouTube and thumbs up and teaching them how to do live and all that kind of stuff. And I'm getting kind of over it. I have some friends that it's taken me like 3 years to convince them how to go live, and then teach them how to do the super chat to turn that on and everything. And then I get this comment that says, "So great, when we turn the super chat on, you'll donate, right?" Like, you should pay me for teaching you how to do YouTube. I'm trying to help you. I haven't asked you for nothing. I'm trying to help you. Came from doing vlogs once a month to now about every day. Duh. That's how you get it done. make money out of it, you got to be frequent. It's just like a TV show. They aren't going to pay attention. You're going to find something else to watch. And if you vlog every day, they'll probably stick around. People love to follow a story, follow a life, learn about you. Learn about what you have to say or teach. That's why they hang out on YouTube. I really think it's a more popular platform than television. Really, I do. I kind of got out of television because it's too expensive to buy internet. It's insane. You know, when I was a kid, you just turned the TV on. You didn't need to pay for cable TV. I grew up in California. We had all the channels. Yep. There was like 2 channels that didn't come up, and then you had UHF. So you had all those channels. It's free. You didn't buy cable. Now, most places you live, you can't get any TV at all unless you buy cable. And I think it's wrong. Airwaves are free, man. Something wrong with that picture. Tried to get vaccine on Saturday. Oh, I'm so bummed. So many tourists. Gas keeps getting higher. We're at about, we're floating between like $2.79 to $3, about $3.09 right now per gallon. But my baby sister's paying like close to $5 in California. Here's Murphy Express in Fort Walton, $2.94. I think it's gonna keep on going up. I did manage to get my cappuccino mix at a different Walmart. There's a couple of them I can't seem to locate it, and then I haven't seen the other stores that carry it that are not Walmart brand. So I decided to look today since I was in another city. And by God, they had it. I went, yeah. So, now maybe they're selling out on it all the time. I don't know. But I just can't ever find it at these other stores. I needed to drop my Lowe's or Home Depot, but I've already got a bunch of people in there now. I need to go when it's like really early in the morning, when only the construction workers are there, where they you know, they're to get their stuff and go, kind of thing. People are on the move. I went yesterday and I got a good parking spaces where everybody else would stop parking in it for my office. So they issued it to me because it's a reject parking space because it floods. But this car is cool. It's high enough to clear flooding, so I'm like, hey, that'll be okay for me. I'm like, but it floods, and I'm like, it's okay. So really, it's not too bad. It's the landscaping of the property. It's a very old property, and it's very poorly landscaped. So I went yesterday and picked up a bag of pebbles and a bag of play sand. And I laid the sand down first, and then I laid the pebbles over it on one section to protect my tires. I gotta drive up over the asphalt ridge because the only asphalted part of the property. So I put that down to see if I can help, and I will get a little bit more as time goes by. But it cost me like $10 for the 2 bags, and so I'll get a little bit here and there, try to build it up a little bit to improve it. I'm paying for it out of my pocket, but again, for business, I've imagined this is going to come under my tax deduction for costs to operate. So don't know if I'm going to keep this office. I got a couple problems with it. One, they didn't finish it, and they left it up to me. And they're not even going to pay for the supplies for the labor. It sucks. I'm so tired of swinging a hammer on other people's stuff. And the next thing is that the AC, that place stays at like 80 during the day, and at night sometimes it's about 79, and occasionally I get down to 77. But it just bites. And I've told them they had the air conditioning worked on a couple times. The problem is it's pumping in too many areas. And so there's no thermostat in my office. It's in the main office of the building. And so that means it's only reading what's in the main office. And it bites. Because it's so hard to work with 80 degrees. And I'm not a big fan of air conditioner, trust me. I don't like cold, really I don't. But I just turned to mud in the heat. You know, like I've told them before, if we can get to the 70s, it would be cool for me. You don't have to get it real cold, you know. I'm like, okay, great. And then when I mentioned it again for about the 8th time, the lady says, well, take it or leave it, you know, that's just the way it is, you know. Like she knows it's 80 degrees back there. So that I'm not pleased with. I'm not pleased with people parking in my parking. And I guess that's about it.